Okay. Calibrating play area. This is Cubism, the demo. This is my second time playing this game. I did a test quite some time ago, I think, and I realized I forgot to put my watch on this morning. Always feels a bit awkward. Missing accessories. I did some early errands, picking up the mail or the packages at the grocery store. So, I have my floor marker, which is nice. You can kind of tell where the floor is due to the shadows, which I guess makes sense. Press menu button to start. That is the menu button, so that worked. It had to load it, but it's not a problem. Oh, that picked the level. Right. So, premise of this game is to put the pieces inside the box or the form or whatever. It's nice musical tones now. Oh, I could pick it even if there's a lock on it. Okay. I'm not sure if that's how it should be. This doesn't. No. I feel like this should be easier than I do it. Let's see if I can. I can't grab a piece out of my other hand. That's something I would expect otherwise. That like the last used input would override. It's not a big deal, but it's kind of what I expect. Boop. Kind of almost want a continue button popping up over here or something. So okay, so the ones I've actually finished show up as these volumetric buttons. Are these? Oh, so I can just open anyone or anything. Okay, then I guess that makes sense. But I kind of expected the padlock to change to something else if it's a level I can actually open or load, run, play. Now I thought all of these were locked. I guess the demo is unlocked just to make it easy to play, but then I don't actually know that. I think it says 2019 on Steam. Yeah. Not sure though. Actually, let's check. Use store page. Does it? Yeah, 2019. Yeah. So that's just old info. Is it the trailer running in the background or is it the game? That was the trailer running in the background. So that's nice piano music, but there's no music in the actual game. I guess I could put on something myself, but that's not like super convenient while in VR. Managing a media player. Let's see. I had a strategy for this the last time I played. Like, I think you can gather them using the touchpad. Woo. Kind of keep the same orientation regardless of how I like place my hand or move it. Is it? It does spin around, so I guess it depends on my headset locations. If I move this way. Yeah. So it's relative to my head. Okay, that's nice. This is some... Oh, you can... It's physically based, so if you get them to, like, what's it called? Resonate or whatever? You can actually get them to go into bigger pendulum movements. I don't have the physics vocabulary to describe this. It's kind of satisfying. I've just been holding my touchpad the entire time now. Physics-based stuff is awesome in VR. I remember like the physics demos back in the day. That just looked crazy awesome, but then I never played the game that was like advertised with it. Not sure why. Maybe as I never got the hardware physics card. Oh, this seems a bit unhappy to be removed. I guess it's actually, if I'm trying to remove this. Oh, now it works. Oh, yeah, it's as it's colliding with all the other pieces. It's not very happy to move while enclosed. I'm not thinking a lot now because I'm tired and distracted, but since at least in the beginning I can actually finish these anyway. These are still flat, which I know is a bit more intuitive than when it starts to become 3D. This is pretty weird pieces. Zoop. This is another big one that doesn't fit anywhere. So fit the big pieces first. Oh, that will not work. That might work. That also works on this one. And oops. That looks awkwardly much like this and this. So they're just placing the big pieces, kind of solved all the small ones automatically. Oh man. So this is clearly super large. It's either there or there. I don't think there are many other options. And something that adds complexity is that you can spin these around, so you get the, well, now it's symmetrical, so it doesn't matter, but this fits in that way and that way. Which one is bigger? I think this one is the more scary one. That plus cannot be at the edge, so it has to be in the middle. This is also pretty big. That won't work with that one, but it's interesting that I get these like very vague memories of doing this before, but it doesn't really help me at this point. That looks pretty nice, but I think the last hole here is not suitable at all for this. Let's this is a messy piece. That's it. Huh. Yeah. Nice musical auditory feedback. I really like that. See, maybe there could be some like proximity grabbing because I'm like, oh, let's okay. So if I actually concentrate, I can grab them. But if you're kind of distracted, looking over here and trying to grab something, having like a close proximity to it might be nice to still grab it. So it like just like this moves the pieces. Using the trigger could like find the closest piece and move it towards the hand, I guess, and then yeah, something like that. Whoop. This is a big one. Let's just push the big ones inside. Well, a few of them anyway. Something like this, which is a single block, obviously won't work. Let's see. Let's put these around here so I get a good idea of what kind of small pieces can fit in the holes that I make with the large pieces. That feels like a fairly sensible strategy. So these U-shaped holes, I don't have a piece for that, but these are almost that. So if I can change what's on the side. They seem kind of clingy. I think they kind of mess with each other when they touch. Just a bit annoying, but yeah. Let's see if this has a better position. Nothing feels very appropriate. These are now 2 holes at 2 in length, and I only have 1 piece that can actually fill that. So clearly not what I'm supposed to do. That doesn't feel good because there's a very weird space in the middle that has to be filled. Okay, that was nice. Question is if this last part is actually correct. Ooh, I can poke it inside. I don't have the small corner piece though, and that's the friggin' U shape. I don't have that one. I'm very happy with this constellation though. Let's see. Oh, just grabbing it there would push it back instead. It's a bit odd behavior. I guess you have to pull them in the right direction or something. How would this actually fit? So that works. Can I fit these two into the? I think so. It is quite satisfying finally solving something. It feels obvious after having done it, but time in between is not so obvious. Oh, so the grip buttons actually lets me move the level. Can I spin it? Like horizontally at least. Can't like flip it over. Angle it upwards. So now we're talking 3D. The whole first world or whatever was all 2D and a single plane. Now we have multiple planes, which definitely increases complexity when it comes to figuring these things out. This is This is clearly a fairly kind level. It's not terribly complicated compared to, I know, some other evil stuff that's coming later. If it's still the same. I can't even remember when I tried this last, but yeah. This piece is the weird one because it has very few, or it has a few distinct possibilities in placement, and none of them is very fun. I don't know. It just feels like this is the. Oh, is it the case I can't? Now, while holding this, the blue piece is invulnerable to grabbing. Now it works again. Not sure what was up with that. Let's try it again. Is it because I removed it from... So if I do this... No, that works. Yeah, that was weird. Yeah. Okay, let's start with the yellow one instead, because that's kind of what gave me issues instead. That looks pretty nice. Kinda. It becomes the wrong shape here. I get the T shape instead of the block. Or the square, I guess. What does that do? Odd stuff. This is maddening. I don't feel like it should be, because this now the only thing I can poke in there will create this tiny hole here, which is obviously not happening. But then again, how many positions does this have? I can put it like that. Doesn't seem to make much sense. I think that disables this one to fit in any way. So that's probably incorrect. That one, in all cases, creates the two block hole, and I don't have anything that would fit that. So I think it has to be, well, either there or in the middle, I guess. But if it's in the middle, this is at least too high, 2 blocks high. Can it go like this? Oh, that's it. Just like that, it kind of reveals itself. So this is an interesting looking one. Again, I've tried to take the big blocks first, but in this case, all pieces are 4 blocks or 4 cubes. I can see the seams between the different elements here. Doesn't seem to be in every piece. It does appear there. Even the long one seems to be at least 3 cubes. I'm not sure if it's 4 cubes. If it's 4 cubes, this seam does not appear in my handset. This 4, it can only fit that way. And it can fit this way in 3 directions, but as it's a symmetrical puzzle, it doesn't matter where I put it. So this actually works, but only if this piece goes next to it. It's the only one that would fit. And I think this actually works. Oop. It's a nice color change of the lines, making it pretty clear that it's a finished building. You can see small white dots here on the surface between the edges of the blocks. Oh, I can dismantle it. Oops. Oh, this is like an upgrade of the first 3D level. It's very high up. I'm gonna move it down here. It's easy to forget that you can actually move the level. It would be interesting if I could like enlarge it, scale it, or yeah. Oh, this one looks messy. Let's see. This would only fit this one. Is reminiscent of the prior level with the angled thing. I'm just going bonkers here. Okay, that was feels like random luck at this point. It is a bit weird that they keep like undulating. Is that a word? They don't come to a rest. They kind of float around. It's an interesting quirk. That feels like a likely placement, but then this is probably only possible to place there. Whoops. I have 3 pieces left. A long one, a short one, and a... okay, this is... I don't know the, like, Tetris name for this, but... if this fills up that hole... no. It feels like I'm missing one? Is... no? No? This is fine, apparently. Oh, there we go. Yeah. Yep. Oh, they have notes. Felt like it almost was playing a tune. Oh, there are settings. I haven't checked the settings. Floor grid. Oh, I actually like this. It's really interesting that it absolutely fits the OpenVR default floor marker. That is very satisfying. Nice. Very nice. This is probably the first time I've seen in-game graphics that absolutely suit the built-in API stuff. Yeah. This is very compelling on some kind of basic level. Yeah. Demo with 0 to 1. Restrict puzzle rotation. These are interesting settings. Ooh. Okay. I have 2 more. Is this the terrible one that murders me? Which is the last one? I'm just gonna check. Oh yeah, I think this one. I'm pretty sure last time I played, I spent an hour playing this one or more. I think it was this one, or it's the next. No, it might actually be the next one because this. Now when looking at it, I think it only looks complicated, while you can see all the pieces are really big. So there's a very finite number of angles and positions for these. I think the next one is the brutal one, where you have so many possibilities. It's mind-boggling. Oh, it doesn't fit with that one. That fits. It's almost like now when I can grab this at the same way or move it in the same way as these, I kind of expect to grab the actual puzzle with my triggers, but that's not happening. I actually I do put my controller inside to grab the level, which is not needed, but it smooths out the motion because this is now relative to the hand. I wouldn't mind having it like being local. So if I grab over here, this rotation would rotate it locally, but I could still move it around like this. Now when it's on a stick, it becomes really unstable. If I move it, ooh, I could actually move it so far away probably that it vanishes. Yeah. Let's try to get it back. Oh, there we go. Considering it's rotating like this, it's actually the position is moving at an incredible rate. So I could easily have flung it outside my field of view and then moved it in the wrong direction. Scatter the pieces back. I only have 2 left. And I keep grabbing with the grip button. I don't have to, but it's a much more this experience is much nicer than this experience. Yeah. So I would definitely keep the rotation local to the puzzle. And now I try to grip the piece with the grip button. It's all going wrong here. It's breaking my head apparently. Is this it? Is it working? I don't. None of these fit in there. There we go. Oh, please grab it. That block there, that single one should be down there. That's a thing with puzzle like this, is that if you get one piece wrong, you might have to start over. In this case, maybe not. Or maybe actually, yeah. This is still wrong. Let's go to the other side. Like that. And this is not completely wrong. Let's remove the small piece. This is the kind of stuff that can drive you insane. And now that split things up, which is really bad. I think the best thing in this case is just to start over. um, that's just, instead of getting the random holes popping up in all kinds of ways, this might actually work out better. Hopefully, we'll see. And again, I'm at the point where I have 2 blocks left. This has a weird angle. It doesn't fit here because that hole is now empty and it's not on this piece. So something is clearly broken here. This doesn't fit well here because it creates an empty hole there. It's kind of surprising that I can even let it go when it's still outside the shape. It snaps in place, but it's like outside the puzzle, I guess. Oh, it does. Oh, you can see it's blinking that it's not fitting inside the puzzle, so that's feedback. I first thought that was kind of my selection. There's no kind of feedback when you grab something. You just have if I grab outside and don't get it, there's no visual feedback except it's staying in place, which I guess is very clear, but it's like wouldn't I'm not sure if it would make sense to have a feedback on every grab. Maybe that would be annoying in the long run. Who knows? Oop. That opens up. This is still the wrong thing because this. Let's move into the center of my space. Yeah. I get the feeling that if I ever clear this, it will be pretty much a random chance. Ugh. Let's look at the base piece again that's in the bottom. Can it fit any other way? Oh, go away. Yes, 3 prongs. And I'm pretty sure this is the only way it can fit. This one is actually very similar. Let's suggest it's a symmetrical solution. Are these similar in any way? Yeah, these are. I should have noticed this much earlier. That there are mirror images. Question is now I added. It might be a not mirror symmetry, but what's this called? Spiral symmetry? I don't know. Let's see. Does this make sense in any way? Right now, I'm just trying to find any way that these pieces can attach to each other that won't leave a tiny space in the wrong place. I don't think is that actually possible? Maybe this one? No, that's a small hole. So let's go back to this one. And maybe the symmetry is something like wow. Am I running out of brain juice already? There's nothing in the middle, so that's a bad idea. Oh, there's actually one side of it that has the downwards facing blop. Blip, blip. Should have noticed that earlier as well. Are they different that way? Oh, there's one tiny difference, and that's that single block. Huh. I guess these are also different. No, they are not different. These are the same. Okay. Looks like keys. So this is the only ambiguity. What does that mean? Means it fits one side but not the other side. Should I turn this around like something like this? Now I get the feeling that the plus sign should be... Oh, that's terrible. I'm probably overthinking this. Probably. Okay, so something that is definite. There has to be something that goes down into here. It looks like this one. Oop. It could also be this one. Guess that might make sense. Does it also make sense to put this one there? And then is it I would miss that one. That's pretty bad. That is the wrong shape, definitely. Maybe this top piece is not actually supposed to go in that direction, but it does line up with this one, which is nice, but that's like the only nice thing. This one could fit here. It's getting close, but it feels like it's it's so far away still. This one, like, oh, that's really fit, but this is now split. Does it make sense to flip this around? It kind of unlocks one place, but it already ruins that place. That's really bad. Anyway, that and this might be the wrong one anyway, so this doesn't fit. That kind of fits, but now that is still split up. Can turn that one around. I don't think I can. Wait. Oh, I can turn this around. Is this it? Oh, that was intense. That was harder than I imagined. Let's see if this is actually the one I had terrible trouble with, or if it was the prior one. Right now, I'm not sure. This one has like symmetry in all three axes. I think the other one also had that, but this might be worse somehow. I don't like this because it creates a really complicated like inside hole down there. But I guess stuff like this can solve that. This is a really cramped space. I'm pretty sure this is the terror one. These are all huge shapes compared to what I'm supposed to fit them inside. Wow. Yeah. Oh, that actually worked. But what about the other stuff? This is a bit complicated because I have to like get pieces to fit inside. That's a weird shape. That won't work. I don't have a piece for that. Question is what to remove, because anything I remove now leaves really awkward holes. Ugh. Yeah. What's the video time? 38 minutes. I think I'll leave this unsolved. I'm pretty happy with this runtime so far. Yeah, I don't think I've missed any options or anything. Quick game and clear progress are obvious enough. Floor grid, I like it, especially that it fits the floor marker. Puzzle rotation unlocked, nice, but kind of awkward at a distance. This is all physically based. The fitting of the pieces inside the puzzle is still a bit awkward. If they collide, I drop them, which makes sense, I guess, for them to not intersect, but it's also slightly frustrating. It's also like impossible to move them inside, like fit something between two other things. I guess it's limited to actual physical space, kind of. It's mimicking world physics, real life physics, which makes sense. It's kind of unusual, I guess. Yeah, I think that's it. Still a very silent game, but at least there's some some audio feedback when you clear a level and when you load a level. Yeah, well, it blips blops and plays a song. Is that because it cleared or not? Let's open this again. Oh, I think the different pieces have different notes. It's really nice. A nice detail is that the levels scale from 0 depth to actually being the actual shapes. And it's a neat trick. Yeah. Yep, this has been a test of Cubism 0 to 1, the demo. Okay, that's it. Yeah. Thanks. Bye bye.